What is going on, hobby gang? How's it going? Today I'm going to be continuing working on this warped cabbage. We're going to make it glow real nice. But first I want to reinforce the base. I want to add some PVA glue to this cork, the remnants of this word bearer that's he's standing on here. Some areas like right here they don't inspire confidence, so I just want to reinforce it with a good old dollop of the PVA glue. And then we'll get on to painting properly. How's it going, Tramari? Nice to see you. I knew someone would get the reference. It's fairly obvious. But much appreciated. Much appreciated. What are you up to this evening? Hobbing anything particularly cool? Or are you just hanging out? Add some water. And a bit of water for that flow. I just want to kind of add some reinforcements, some rigidity to this overhanging area of this cork. Because I like the shape quite a bit, and I'd love to preserve it if possible. Alright, I already have Toxic Mist on my palette from yesterday's stream. And so I'm just going to be adding a bit of glazing medium to the palette. Because I want to build up these layers fairly smoothly. Alright, let's give this a whirl. And I'm thinking of just layering in these, feathering in these layers to build them up gradually, and that should create I'm hoping, an illuminating kind of effect. You know, let's experiment a little bit. Let's get the Hex Wraith out as well. I wonder if I can kind of wet blend in dark areas and light areas at the same time. We're doing it live. We're figuring it out as we go. You just had a wicked idea for a conversion. Oh, a Coronate Berserker. A Black Knight. Black Knight as a torso. That's not bad. It's pretty good. It does spark joy. Get more of our toxic mix. Yeah, our toxic mist in the mix. Music is catching me off guard here. Not what I expected. Yeah, these deeper areas are a little tricky. Phrasing, obviously. Yeah, just trying to think of how the gradient would flow. How's it going, Verado? What's poppin'? Yeah, Elementarista. Is that how you pronounce that? Elementarista. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome Instagram feed. Great painter. Love the work. And yeah, I totally agree. Amazing glowing effects with an airbrush. Most glow effects seem to be, especially on Instagram Reels, you'll often see it like done with a bit of airbrush, like the plasma and that sort of thing. But I'm intentionally going after this with a traditional method. For better or for worse. It's a bit of a challenge, I suppose. An airbrush is basically cheating, right? Oh, he puts his stuff on YouTube Shorts as well? Nice. Yeah, might as well, right? I'm not exactly sure if this particular menu would be... I mean, I guess you could just sub-assembly the crap out of it and then do the OSL with the airbrush still. But I also have to keep in mind that my airbrush is not as precise as the Harder and Steinbach kind of a standard that the top shelf guys seem to use. At least more often than not, that's the brand that seems to be used. Let's get some Hexwraith on the palette. I'll try and... I'm gonna need a lot more. Or maybe just blend right in. What's up, Francois? How's it going? What do you have on your hobby desk? Share that so that we may all have a morale boost. It's these kinds of areas that make me wonder if zigzagging brushstrokes would be conducive to a good result. Continuing the Deathwing Bladeguard vets. Very cool. There we go. You know what? It's not zigzagging brushstrokes. The brushstrokes have to follow the flow, the swirl, the spiral of this warp field. That's what we gotta do. That is the right answer. I'm confident. We actually have 3 Ancients on the desk at the moment. 1 regular from the Company Heroes box for Deathwing Sternguard, and 1 Bladeguard Ancient from the Inner Circle Companions. And a First Legion Cataphracti from 30k, or for 30k. Oh, it sounds pretty cool. Pretty cool. I love the use of 30k models for Dark Angels. I think that is very appropriate. They are the ones with the armaments gifted from the Dark Age. That's too strong. Gonna have to lessen that. That is too potent. Do we have any Space Wolf aficionados in chat by chance? I have an inquiry. And I'll pose it here regardless in case anyone catches this on the VOD. They could answer. But, from a real-world perspective, we could certainly say that Vikings are raiders, right? They attack their enemies and they take things that serve them. Now, Can we make that association for the Space Wolves? That's my question. Does that doctrine of war, that spirit of combat, does that apply to the Space Wolves? Could you claim that they are raiders in that sense? Oh, you decided for 30k in Horus Heresy because of all the extra bits you had, eh, Francois? Well, that is a logical decision. These tracing these swirls is gonna be it's gonna be a task. Is it doable? I know the characters are gonna be in front of these, but pretty sure it's not gonna be obscured. Doing lots of freehand on the 30k though. My Ancients banner is made from a soda can, where all my GW's plastic banners. No real creativity there. Yeah, soda can as a banner is pretty impressive. You know, and now that you say it, it is a fairly appropriate material in terms of its behavior. I imagine you can shape it real nice. I would still say that just doing banners in plastic, even as they come from the kit, that's already above and beyond. I don't feel like banners are often. Well, I don't see them as often as I would like, and I feel like when I do, they're usually kind of phoned in. Not really given the love of a that the standard demands. Though I am biased in favor of banners, so perhaps I think they deserve too much. Definitely gonna want to put some brighter spots. Maybe mix in some white ink at some point. It'll be one of the final steps. But I want to brighten the corners of these light energy arcs. I find that's a crucial step for selling the lightning effect. It really adds that energy. If you have these bright areas where it bends. Okay, I want to darken this. You gotta be a bit careful though. Oh yeah, fair point. Definitely definitely wear your safety gloves, I guess. Right, and this arc seems to bead into this ring. I wonder if I can do something kind of interesting with these rings and these arcs of energy. There might be some potential there. Maybe only brighten up the ones that are sprouting these arcs. It could just be a a coping strategy not to line all these rings, but I wonder if it would look more interesting if they weren't all lined uniformly. Maybe the pattern would have more energy if only the ones sprouting these tendrils were highlighted. I don't know. How's it going, super cosmic space magnet? I hope you were having a fine evening as well. What do you got on your hobby table this evening? I'm working on this chaotic cabbage. I make fun, but I hope that it doesn't look like a cabbage at the end of the day. It would be sad. Let's try and enhance this this arc. Kind of screwing it up. Is this part of a coming collection or just a one-off? I've, since nearly the launch of 10th, I've been working on an Eldar collection. I acquired I've inherited the base of an army, and then I started getting a bit of a relationship with Artel W, getting some free models here and there, and they have some nice Eldar stuff, and one thing led to another, and I started adding a Phoenix Force type project to that Eldar collection. So yes, there is a collection to this Biel-Tan army. There's a few hobby vlogs you can find where I've shared the vision or, a few layouts of the collection. All right. I think I screwed that line up, or that ring. And the trick is to work on them all at the same time so I know which ones are going where. Right. That sounds reasonable. Oh yeah, right on. The wax seals on their packaging it's a nice touch. This might be one of the few times a model looks better on camera than in person. Weird. Alright, we need more toxic mist. Oh geez, the stuff comes out like toothpaste. Also plotting out a World Eaters force. Oh, very exciting. Going to theme their aesthetic around Western Han era armor. And having a Lu Bu themed Marine proxied Karn as... That is awesome! Love it. Love it. I played some Dynasty Warriors. I know of Lu Bu. How's it going, DePyro? How's it going? You're in. That's beautiful. You're in for the day. You can fall back out of combat and warn the player: do not pursue Lu Bu. This project of yours pleases me greatly. Yeah, definitely share those whips. That's awesome. You can post it in my Discord or DM them to me on Instagram. That's another option. Then I'll for sure see them. Sometimes I'm a little hands off with the Discord. I don't always get to see everything that's in there. Alright, so I think the experiment to determine whether or not all the rings should be lined has been... Or it has proven that, yeah, I need to line more of them. I can't just line or focus on the ones connected to these tendrils. I need to clean up the borders of that one, though. A bit sloppy with the... a bit sloppy with the paint application on that innermost ring. Wipes? No, whips. Work in progress pictures. Whips. Yeah, send some whips. I'm not that freaky, jeez. Crazy. What a request. Yeah, sadly, World Eaters are... I feel like I poo-poo on World Eaters too much as of late. But I do so because I like them. That's how it works, right? That's how it works. Really, I'm poo-pooing on GW's treatment of them, right? It's the meme from Breaking Bad. Like, they can't keep getting... Well, not they, but... You can't keep getting away with it! Yeah, World Eaters desperately need a mounted unit for their mounted leaders. And it'd be nice to get a leader on foot for their on-foot squads. Crazy. But the Disco Lord, oh no, he can't. He doesn't get the luxury to lead infantry. boy. Okay. Maybe it'll all come together at the end, you know? Put a bit of Hexwraith in the recesses. Have that overspill kind of blend everything together. This is some pretty chill music, and it appears to be some sort of Japanese game about driving buses. Very interesting. Oh, you don't hear any music? That's fine. I'm kind of 50-50 on the music. I mean, with regards to you guys being able to hear it, right? Like, I like having something ambient, not too distracting in the background. So I have this, like, video game playlist going on my end. But I don't know if it's something that's appreciated by the general viewer, you know? So maybe it's better if only I hear it. I don't know. Maybe it's worth a poll. Maybe it's worth doing a poll for that. We have 7 concurrent viewers. Let's see if I can do that. I am pretty sure I have the technology. Alright, start a poll. Are these streams made better by background music? Now I'll know. Get to the bottom of this one. Because alternatively, if there's no background music, I figure then the listener, or you guys in chat, can listen to whatever you guys want. Which is probably more preferred. Oh no. Man, who would have thought painting lines is hard? Oh, I screwed it up. No! Look. Mistakes happen, alright? I am only human. You should get Metal Gear 5 in there. You know, of all the Metal Gear games, Metal Gear Solid games, 5 is the one, well, 5 is the OST I've listened to the least, honestly. I can't recall much of it beyond the main theme. And those trailer songs. The Waha song. The one from Why Are We Here? Or, yeah. Just to Suffer. It's very dramatic. Why are we still here? Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 5, like, man, the gameplay is so good. Like, everything I wanted from an evolved Metal Gear Solid game. But you can really feel the pains of development when you're playing it. The game kind of hits a wall, and you're left with this feeling like, oh, this is where they had to stop. Which sucks. If I recall correctly, there was a whole bunch of drama at Konami with Kojima around that time. Okay, that's probably as far I'm going to go with the resolution on these lines. I think it's reading much better, much more interesting, certainly brighter. This is a little shit, though. Yeah, you know what? I can't claim it to be done yet. I'll have to clean that up. Let's work on the other side while we're here. God damn it. This stupid fucking cabbage. This chaotic cabbage. I'm not exactly sure how to handle this side. There's no spiral kind of pattern to kind of guide the brushstrokes. Probably get some of this watered down toxic mist and just start putting that on as well. Just put that shit on everything, right? Oh, hell yeah. Metal Gear Rising with the boss music only? I can only recall Senator Armstrong's battle. Metal Gear Rising's an interesting one. I was following the development of it back when it was Metal Gear. No, it's Revengeance is what we got, right? And Rising was the original title. Whichever way it was, I remember following the game's development as it was before it was picked up by Platinum. And I was so invested in seeing the story of Raiden saving Sonny. I thought that was like super interesting, and the transitionary period between Raiden. Well, it's kind of a depressing time period because it's. I imagine it's Raiden slowly becoming more and more of a cyborg ninja, and Snake slowly, like rapidly getting older, into his older Snake form. I think it'd be quite an emotional thing to bear witness to over the course of a game. And quite rewarding as well. Especially, I'm a fan of Metal Gear Solid 2. I quite like it. I like the characters. I like Olga and her connection with Raiden. Not Raiden, Raiden. How embarrassing. Oh, how's it going, Magic Gang? Sorry, I got lost in my own rambles. Didn't see you in chat there. Welcome. Welcome to the Cool Guy Club. You found it. Yeah, this is a Warp Spider's Phoenix Lord. That's what this model is. It's an Artel W Spectral Spinner Prime. I agree with you, Super Cosmic Space Magnet. Raiden is a whiny character. He's a foil to Snake, right? I think that's the point. But I like that arc. I like that arc he goes through. He stops, over the course of the game, he literally stops just trying to imitate Snake and then becomes the ninja. Embraces the blade. He has studied the blade. Yeah, I think, I like him. I like Quentin Flynn's performance. I think it's perfectly whiny. He's so uncool. But it only makes Snake even cooler, man. It's certainly intentional, right? I think it's by design he's so, I don't know what word to call him. Just not as alpha as Snake, I guess. I haven't played Revengeance in forever, and maybe is Revengeance canon, or is it an offshoot, like fun, what if alt timeline thing? I can't remember, honestly. I know it's in the verse, like the characters are present, and it's after MGS4, right? Yeah, because Sunny is older. Oh, I see. I see. Shooter McGavin subscribed. Nice. That's very cool. I like seeing those Streamlabs widgets. Yeah. Yeah. Raiden is. I don't know. I don't think it's bad if he's a whiny guy. Even in MGS4, he's like, it's so dramatic right at the end of the game. He's like, it's like, it was raining the day I was born. He's like, he's so sad. I kind of feel bad to laugh at such a sad moment, but maybe that's, I don't know. That doesn't bother me. You can be a very cool, badass character and still be a sad guy sometimes, you know? Like, there's no rule against that. I also love that it gives even old Snake the opportunity to be that inspirational figure for him as well. I think that's much more preferred than old Snake being a sad shell of himself and Raiden has to inspire him. Yeah, Metal Gear has some funny lines. Well, I don't know. They're kind of funny in hindsight, dramatic, I guess, when you're playing it the first time. I need some more water on my wet palette here. But the sponge is looking parched. Excuse the water bottle squeezing noise. Not the best thing to hear, I imagine. Yeah, I've kind of been intentionally avoiding the MGS Delta stuff, or the MGS3 remake stuff. I do not want to get pulled into playing it. Tenchu Stealth Assassins is a better console game. Never really got into Tenchu. I had a buddy who liked it. I quite like Ghost of Tsushima as a stealth ninja game. I imagine it hits those same sensibilities as Tenchu Stealth Assassins. This might be too watery. Nazi Zombies on Call of Duty is about all I'm willing to play on consoles besides retro games on an emulator. It's understandable. Consoles certainly feel, like they get grown out of. I do appreciate a good console jam, though. Not something I get to do too often. Geez, I should really, I should really finish Ghost of Tsushima. But yeah, kind of enjoy the a good gaming session on a couch. On a couch with some, you know, whatever it was at the time, like Grand Theft Auto 5. Does feel like PC gaming is more practical, though, all things considered. Maybe that's part of what makes it easy to grow out of. Aside from particular console games, like Nintendo stuff is a little locked over there. Oh, you did respond to the question on Metal Gear Rising, Pyro. Let me find it. It is, if I recall. Oh, okay. Yeah, if Metal Gear Rising is canon, then I thank you for the clarification. Yeah, I guess at Raiden's heart, he's a he's a whiny guy, but he's also cool. You know, you can be both. He has layers, okay? He's like an anime protagonist who has to cry sometimes, okay? Well, I think we're looking less cabbage-like now. Maybe that's just the cope. Yeah, he's exactly like an anime protagonist. Look, I wouldn't want Raiden to just be a Snake 2.0. Right? I want him to be different. I wouldn't want him to take that mantle away from Solid Snake. And look, you're allowed to not like him, obviously. I'm just saying I like those aspects. I think it makes him a more interesting character. We have to be mortal enemies now. Understood. That's fair. I don't think I can get convinced not to like Raiden. I can like characters with flaws, you know. I think it's a crucial part of what Metal Gear Solid 2 was trying to do with them. Was to have you kind of try and foil Snake and be ill-suited through the character of Raiden. Jeez, I screwed that up. God damn. What am I supposed to do with this? Okay, let's take a break from our warp blast and maybe work on these legs a little bit. Have I played Peace Walker? I adore Peace Walker. I think I platinumed Peace Walker. I can't remember. I used to be big into that, getting all the achievements and such. But yeah, I love Peace Walker. Stealth! And all the other cool things you'd say when you squad up with your buddies. And the Metal Gear cameos. Oh, or not Metal Gear cameos, the Monster Hunter times. Super cool. I quite enjoyed Peace Walker. So now I'm going for this metal, this burnt, molten kind of ceramite look. You probably want to use a contrast, right? But I don't have the orange contrast. I got yellow ink, which may not be what I want to use. We'll mix in a bit of Wild Rider and see how that looks. Peace Walker's your first Metal Gear game? Not a bad one. Not a bad one. Though a lot of Peace Walker's payoffs are based off of MGS3. But as a game, I think Peace Walker is... I like the gameplay in Peace Walker more than MGS3. If I am honest. Just a bit. Back to the roots of just sneaking around, not having to go back to your menu every 2 minutes just to change your camouflage. Yeah, this is not the right approach for this look. I'll have to circle back. Figure out how I'm going to handle this these legs. Yeah, I'm just going to stop. I just feel like I'm aimlessly proceeding without reference. Let's go back to the cabbage, as it were. You know, the one Metal Gear type of game, or not Metal Gear type game, but what I would love for a new Metal Gear game. Well, for one, I'd want Hideo Kojima to do it, but in an alternate timeline, if you'll indulge me, I would love a Metal Gear sneaking tactical espionage action, classic Metal Gear stealth-focused game in the scope of something like Elden Ring or Dark Souls, where you have a massive map to explore. Now, granted, in MGS5, you have a pretty massive map, but you're always going back to your base to do base building stuff and narrative stuff, and I just want to get dropped off at some area with a giant environment, a few bases, and just procure all my equipment on site rather than going back to my base to R&D all my shit. I think that would be mondo rewarding. And like maybe you could have a little bit of a base building on that location somewhere. Nothing robust, but you know, just a little safe zone for you to respawn from when you die. Travel around using cardboard boxes as your fast travel, like the good old days. How could you do a Kroot team as the Diamond Dogs? I don't know. I feel like if you want to do Diamond Dogs, you should probably get the Gaunt's Ghost guys or something. The Kroot could be literal Diamond Dogs. They eat some minerals and they turn into diamond dogs. Sent an Instagram message of Grimgore from the previous stream. Alright, I'll check it out after the stream is done here. I use my phone as my capture device because I'm only the best equipment for me. So you can't really access it conveniently at the moment. Alright, this color is a little too, I think it's a good undertone for a blood effect, but might be a little too drab overall. Surprisingly awesome video quality. Yeah, I was a bit impressed with it as well. I had to putz around with the settings a little bit. But I'm using this app called Camo, and it's plugged in USB right to my desktop, and seems to do the job. I just don't have I don't have the luxury of just grabbing my phone to check stuff, though, that's all. It also has an inbuilt time scale because eventually my phone it's using more power than it gains from being plugged in. So eventually, if I stream long enough, I'll just have a dead battery. Oh yeah, Pyro, I don't disagree. Crude mercenaries from Outer Heaven is a pretty good idea. Definitely sparks a bit of joy. An elite squad known as the Diamond Dogs. I quite like Metal Gear Solid themed orcs as well, as you guys probably know. And there's your usual stuff, your Imperial factions you could use to reference Metal Gear. So I have some blood for the blood god here, and what I'm not certain about... Wait, do I have some here? Yeah, I do. Now, I'm just not sure how opaque this is. Like, if I have... let's do a bit of an experiment. So we get some toxic mist. Like, will Blood for the Blood God completely cover up? I'll let that dry. Because if it goes on fairly translucent, then I could add the reflections onto the blood effects, and then cover with Blood for the Blood God. Maybe that would look good. I don't know. Oh, hell yeah. Cosmic Space Magnet. Big bosses. Yeah, it's kind of low-hanging fruit as a reference, so I'm not claiming any any ownership or creativity with it. It's perfect. It is perfect. And the orcs' playfulness really lend to a Metal Gear Solid style doctrine of war, like, you know, cardboard boxes and all that kind of stuff. On the big old list of dream projects, a sneaky orc army called Wash is on the list. Nice. The idea is that their attempts to hush each other into being quiet are far louder than if they just acted normally. Right, right. Yeah, a sneaky style orc list in the vein of Blood Axes. I wonder, does the new Orc Codex have any affordances for that style of play? I know the Orc Codex gets a lot of praise for its mechanical offerings and internal balance, but I wonder if the Blood Axes were the cost of that, or not the cost of it, but forgotten about. Okay, let's try this Blood for the Blood God. It's fairly opaque. Yeah, it's not gonna work. So I think first you hit it with Blood for the Blood God. Hopefully that's enough to make it look like blood. And then do some harsh spotlights with Toxic Mist. And then varnish. Gloss varnish at the end. I don't think this is working. That's what I would call a bad blend. The person getting cabbaged is from the Wordbearers Legion. Yep. I think Artel wanted this to be a loyalist, but I decided to make it a bit more heretical. Did a little head swap, and yeah, that's the only thing I swapped. Ryu, is this Street Fighter? Yeah, I think this is some sort of, I don't know, some Dreamcast Street Fighter. Well, there's Darkstalkers characters there too. Maybe some sort of puzzle. Oh, it's Puzzle Fighter. Puzzle Fighter 2. Mystery solved. We did it. That's what these streams are all about, you know? Just getting to the truth. Okay, let's try some of this Blood for the Blood God. Let's get freaky with it. So this should go on and do its Blood for the Blood God thing, adding some variance and, I don't know, shine. Some glossy blood aesthetic. But I'll have to do something to make it look like it's being affected by the light. And I wonder if I should be working on that while it's wet. Would that make it easier? Like, what are the areas that would catch light? Then you have large streaks as well. I don't know. It's not exactly something I can easily reference, you know? Yeah, let me just look up how a interdimensional warp blast affects the blood emitted from someone being beheaded. How many army projects am I waiting to start on? I I honestly don't want to start any more army projects. I feel like I've already started enough, you know? Maybe just see those ones through. That's kind of my current stance on army projects. For myself, yeah, I want to. There's a bit of Custodes stuff Actually, it's just a Land Raider and a Rhino, I think. Well, I have the Land Raider built. The Rhino I bought from. Not Forge World. I bought an old Deimos Rhino. And you know, it's the only time I've ever been burned by such an acquisition, and because the Rhino just did not go together at all. I think those old Forge World Deimos kits were probably a bit of a challenge to put together. You know, those hybrid plastic, half resin upgrade kits from Forge World. And I think, you know, with the dip in quality, the risk kind of yielded a bad result. So I don't have a Rhino. I wanted to have a Land Raider for the Golden Guys and a cool Deimos Sisters of Silence Rhino, right? Thought that would have been kind of neat. But I don't know. I probably wouldn't end up doing the Rhino. The Land Raider's built, so I'll probably do that at some point. For the Firekeepers, I want to do the chapter Master. Well, finish redoing him. Because he was done, and then I didn't like his war gear, so I ripped his arms off and gave him war gear I thought was more tasteful. A little less, my original character is more OP than all the real characters, you know? Which for me makes it more enjoyable. And I have his honor guard and the chapter command. Oh no, what are they called now? Company heroes. Yeah, I have those guys. There's just no incentive from a gameplay point of view. It's like I can't field them. I can't. The rules aren't particularly good anyway. I don't know. It's just I could field them. I just have to play him as Calgar, which is better than nothing, I suppose. And then I have a Gengar monstrosity that it's not built, but the pieces have been acquired. I think that's all the pile of shame projects that are like in various states of completion. Oh, how's it going, Kit Bash? Just popping in? Well, I appreciate the pop-in, even if it's just a brief stay. I think blending the brightest toxic mist into the rock actually makes it look brighter. So we'll continue doing that. Where's this blood dried? Looks like it. At least dry enough. Oh, progress is looking amazing. Thank you, Kit Bash. You're making me blush. Jeez. Yeah, I think it's looking less like a cabbage, more like a warp blast. It's definitely one of these kinds of details that you look at it for too long and it becomes hard to evaluate properly. So I think breaking it up over several streams is the right way to go. Less like a cabbage. Yep. I've said it, and now I can't unsee it. Hey, what's going on, Josh? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, it's RTLW Spectral Spinner Prime. Just a base for now. Well, I was doing a... Where are we? The Prime. There she is. It's turning out pretty good. Pretty good, but I thought, you know what? Hard to evaluate how she's looking without the base, so figured I'd put some effort on the base and kind of build them up back and forth, if that makes sense. Yeah, thanks for tuning into the stream. Just a chill painting stream. Bit of an experiment on this project. Not really sure. It has a lot of complex effects that I'm like not really sure what the best approach is. It's rather tricky. Oh hell yeah, I'm a big fan of their sculpts too. And you know, it doesn't hurt that every now and then they sometimes send me a freebie, which is cool. Speaking of which, if you guys want to pick up some RTLW miniatures, I have an affiliate link in the channel about page. Now, I'll be honest, it doesn't save you any money, but if you want to support the channel in a small way, it affects their metrics and they'll know that you used my link. Just putting Blood for the Blood God back over that toxic mist, I don't know if this is working. This is tough. Definitely going to take a bit of experimentation to crack this code. But I like how everything else is looking in relation to the warp blast. Yeah, these horns would certainly catch some light. That's a valid point, Super Cosmic Space Magnet. Very good point. Yeah, their shipping time has taken a hit, but like, I don't know. I give them the leeway there, you know. It's they're in a tough spot logistically. Get some more glazing medium going. Artella has a warehouse in the US now. Well, it doesn't feel like they do. I feel like... Unless everything I am ordering just happens to not be in the warehouse. You taking off, Pyro? Well, you have a good night. I appreciate the company. I'll try not to let your departure affect my morale. Actually, what time are we at? Already 9:30. Look at that. Time flies when we're having fun, right? Maybe some hex wraith has to go on there too. So we're just gonna glob up this blood effect with lots of layers. Taking off, Kit Bash. You have a good night. I'll catch you in the next one. Maybe. No pressure. No pressure. Don't know if I like that. Might have to be one of these areas the model will have to sleep on. That's a fairly astute observation. Space Magnet probably is one of the least painful ways to die in 40k. You wouldn't even know, right? All of a sudden, you're dead. Much better than being shot by something like a flesh borer or a devourer. Yeah, probably gonna have to sleep on this one. Definitely feeling iffy on the blood effects. Well, I think at this stage we'll wrap up the stream, guys. Wrap it up for today. Better to build these things up over time, I think. It just seems easier to judge these weird special effects with a fresh pair of eyes, so to speak. Anyways, to everyone who tuned in and kept me company, kept the hobby morale high, I thank you very much. I'll continue streaming tomorrow. We'll be working on this warped cabbage. It's looking pretty good, I think. Definitely taking shape. And, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Anyway.